All right, let's move on, Rob. Draymond doing a lot of talking, Rob. He's getting a lot of mileage out of this shutdown. Draymond might be the only guy who's increasing his popularity, increasing his Q rating through the shutdown. But Draymond, do we have sound of this? His latest thing on All the Smoke podcast, great podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, both friends of the show. Here's what Draymond said about his place in NBA history. I think that's fair way to put it. Go ahead.
I think I changed the game of basketball with the help of Steph Curry. You know
Stop. That's all. I think I changed the game of basketball with the help of Steph. Go ahead.
I think I changed the game of basketball with the help of Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? But I think Steph Curry changed the game of basketball with the help of me. Like, I think it was a match made in heaven. And then all of a sudden, Klay Thompson come into his own and become top 2 shooters in the world, and us 3 can change the game of basketball forever.
All right, Rob, I want you to go first, but let me just say this because I don't think you were going to say this. I don't think. I'm sorry if I stole it from you if you were. This is what you talk about, though. As great as the podcast is, and they do a great job.
I'm glad you said it. Go ahead. I want you to say it.
All right.
Because that's what I was going to say, Chris. Go ahead.
Right. Like, a journalist would have said, wait a minute, Dre, you're an all-star. We give you all that. You changed the game of basketball?
And you would have asked him how.
With the help of Steph Curry?
Right. You would have stopped right then and there and asked him to explain how he changed the game of basketball. What did he do? And then to put it with the help of Steph Curry, really? And nothing. That went unchecked. For a minute, I thought there was a chuckle, but I realized that was like a dog or something in the background. I thought they were laughing. Chris, this is where I talk about players interviewing other players. The podcast is fantastic because they get people to open up. I like that. Right. But you can't let anybody say anything without checking them. That's what makes it even better. Help him to explain himself. Help the listener understand. Just saying that, everybody listening to that podcast goes, what?
Everybody.
Right? Everybody.
Now, look, let me say this. Draymond is critical to the Warriors dynasty, or was critical. We'll see if they can continue it. But he was critical.
Right, past tense. You said it right.
He was critical to that 3 rings in 4 years, and they made it to 5 finals. He was the guy because he could play center at 6'7", because he could essentially play point guard and handle the ball a lot, lead them in assists so Steph and Klay can shoot the ball, because he could help them play small ball with his ability to play the 5, because he could guard virtually every position. He was critical. I take none of that away from Draymond, and I've said it before. He's probably going to be a Hall of Famer because of their success as a team. Individually, I think he even knows. I don't know if he'd admit it. You send him to Detroit, send him to Sacramento or whatever as a max guy and expect him to lead you. No, you're in trouble. And I think he gets that. So I'm not saying that to rip. I think he understands that. And that's why he's smart to stay in Golden State. But Draymond is what you call a spectacular role player. He is a Dennis Rodman. Like, we're watching The Last Dance. You got Jordan superstar number 1, Pippen superstar number 2, and Rodman fills out the big 3, but he's a role player. He's the 3rd guy. That's what Draymond is. It's not Dennis Rodman led a 3-peat with the help of Michael Jordan. And then you flip it, and Michael Jordan did it with the help of Dennis Rodman. No. That's making it equal. Draymond's very good at what he does. Like I said, probably a Hall of Famer. And I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but there's a pecking order. That is Steph Curry's team. Steph is the number 1 guy that changed the game with his shooting. Klay is the number 2 guy. Steph's Jordan, Klay's Pippen, and Draymond is Rodman. A big three, but it's not an equal three. Steph is the guy. I know you don't even like that. You're trying to figure out a way.
No, in this case, if it's Draymond saying that he was the guy, it's hard for me to not think that Steph is compared to that. But I think that's just I don't know. I don't get that. I don't even get to where you're even saying that, where that's coming from. You know what? He's a great player. He fits in that system. I totally agree. Draymond's had a spectacular career, a second-round pick who's made a ton of money, won championships. I give you all that. He didn't change the game, Chris. Under any circumstance, nothing he did hadn't been done before. I hate to break it to you.
He like I said, he helped them play small ball. He did enable, but he didn't change the game. But I see what, like, if Steven and Matt had challenged him, I think he would have said what I said. Because I enabled us to play small ball. I could play the center spot, but yet I also brought the floor up, the ball up the floor and passed the rock and led us in assists.
You're being kind. This is the same guy who compared himself to Michael Jordan just a week ago. I'm not buying it, Chris.
Well,
I hear what you're saying.
He's going overboard. I'm just saying I would never say Draymond changed the game. I say he played a unique role, enabled Golden State to play a whole different way. But he's put, like you said, he's obviously put himself equal with Steph. And then you're right. Last week he compared himself to Michael Jordan. They said I couldn't win this year with this team. Jordan couldn't win without Pippen. It was 4-4. It was 8 games.
I know, please.
And then they went, you know what happened? They ended up going 24-11 before Pippen got back. So come on, don't say Michael Jordan couldn't win. And you're right. So look, I love Dre. He's feeling himself a little bit.
A lot of it. How about a lot of it?
Right. It's interesting we're comparing him to Rodman, or at least I am, because Rodman, without all the antics, the hair, the dress, the lipstick, all that stuff, Rodman would not have been talked about that much. You know what I mean? I mean, he would have been kind of like he was in Detroit, but he became a superstar celebrity because of all the off the court stuff. And Draymond's kind of doing that. I hope he doesn't go all the way as Rodman went, but his, off the court talk, and he's going to be the next Barkley, Rob. Would you agree with that?
Who's that?
Draymond.
I don't know.
I think he's very much en route.
I know what you mean as far as being frank or whatever, but I'm not so sure.
And he's funny. He's kind of fun. He's got a humor. Maybe not as much as Barkley, but
yeah, I don't know. I'm still like I get it because he's direct and people love that stuff, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure.
Are Rob and I crazy? Did Draymond Green really change the game, or is he just feeling himself a little too much these days? We will continue the conversation with you next.
All right, let's start out with Chase in Tampa. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
I love you, Chris. I love you, Rob. God bless you both.
Thank you,
Rob,
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I am so sorry for your loss, sir.
Man, thank you.
You both, man.
Appreciate it.
Any loss is a real loss. And people don't pass away, they pass on. But I wanted to just chime in on Dre. Dre, the only game he improved was his game off the court. It wasn't on the court. It was off the court. He is no Dennis Rodman. He never will be. He's a third wheel. And Chris,
well,
I want to be. We need a King chapter down here in Tampa, St. Pete, sir.
All right, my man. Hit me up, king@kingmovement.com. Hit me up. All right. I think he's not as good as Rodman, but I think he's that role. He plays that role. Or, third
but
wheel.
Rodman was a no doubt about Hall of Famer, though. Right?
Yeah, he won 5 rings.
He won 5 rings and he did his thing. Like I don't think it was even any question about him making it. That's what I mean.
I think Rodman's the best role player ever, I would say.
Yeah, gotta be one of those guys at least.
Right.
All right, Felicia in Michigan.
Uh-oh.
You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up?
Hey, Rob. I'm sorry to hear about your loss. My prayers went up to you and your family.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Now, I hate to mention prayers and what I'm about to say in the same sentence. I understand this is a time of self-reflection, but Draymond must have been bitten by the rabbit that had rabies, so he had lost his rabbit-ass mind.
Oh, there you go.
There is no way. Y'all remember 2 weeks ago before the Bulls thing came out, I said y'all need to put some respect on Dennis Rodman's name. I was the one that said that. Dennis Rodman is one of, if not the greatest defensive player of all time. When you go back, and I had to go back and research because I was born in 1991, ironically.
Yes.
I had to go back and I had to research and I had to look at a lot of the film. When it came to isolation, let's say he played against Shaq. He shut down Shaq, not only mentally, but physically. When he guarded him. When it came down to Charles Barkley, whoever he guarded, he shut him down mentally and physically.
Felicia, and he also, don't forget, he also guarded Jordan, Magic,
he guarded
and
everybody.
He guarded all five positions. Legitimate. Not like today, you get switched on a guy. He can guard. We say guys can guard all five. No, he did it routinely.
Bye, Felicia.
Appreciate it. Look at that. She's doing her research and everything. I'm proud of Felicia.
Felicia's serious.
She's real deal.
Yes.
Coming from Michigan. All right, Phil in Virginia Beach. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
You don't get too many people out of Detroit coming.
No, right? No, not at all. Hey, Phil.
Hey, what's up, guys? First off, want to say I really like listening to y'all's insight and take on The Last Dance. Since y'all were around during that time, Brian. I was a baby, so I don't remember a lot of that. It's really interesting to hear your take on that.
So let me ask you: are you what are you getting out of it? Because, like you said, you didn't really see it. Is it eye-opening?
You got more respect?
For you,
yeah. What are you getting?
I'm not. I know a pretty good amount about the Bulls' history, so to me, it's not tremendously eye-opening. Other than the fact that with Jordan, his hatred, I guess that's my only thing, because I'm still surprised he's so ticked off 30 years later about the whole thing with the Pistons. To me, that's a little crazy. But I guess the only thing I'm getting out of it is Jordan is even more competitive than I thought.
See, I believe that, Chris. I believe that younger people didn't see him. When you see the video and you see the footage and just see what he's been through, that's why I think they'll be able to get Jordan will have more fans. Phil, are you good? That's it.
Well, no. What I was
Draymond.
My only thing about Draymond is he's a good player within the system. Like Chris said, he's a great role player, but he didn't change the game. That's one of the most ridiculous things he said. Plenty of big men can bring the ball up the court. Paul Pierce was doing that. Did he change the game? No. So
I think that's where he swung and missed on that one. If you want to say, if I was a part of a team, Chris, that helped to change the game, I buy that. I was part of a team that helped change the game. Okay,
yep.
Draymond,
and part
absolutely.
of the core. You're part.
Yes.
Nobody's denying he's part of the core. Like we said, probably a Hall of Famer. Give him his credit, but he's gone too far.
Exactly. How about Steve in Texas? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Steve?
Hey, Steve.
I'm listening to you guys on 1260.
Yes.
And I don't think that you're talking about Draymond
Green.
Draymond Gray.
Well, he's talking about that. We're commenting on his his opinion that he changed the game.
Well, y'all change the game every time. Like every 5 minutes, you're changing it from basketball to I don't know what you guys were talking about a while ago. Were you talking about basketball or something else?
Yeah, we're talking about basketball. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you calling out in Texas.
He just dialed us by accident, or you know what I'm saying?
Again, is it a reflection of New York State sending the check, or the guy who actually picked up the phone and called? Because somebody had to screen that call. Do you know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Hello?
There you go.
Hello, Rob G.
How dare you?
Hello?
How dare
hello?
you?
Hey,
Rob G. So you turned into New York State right there.
Hey, you know what? Chris Broussard is my guy now.
Oh, look at that.
I've switched teams.
Look at that.
I haven't called you Husky in like a week
see,
or so.
there you go. Now you're coming
Chris
back.
gets it. He stopped being racist for like 15 minutes. It was nice.
Racist.
See, I don't know where that pops from. But all right, here we go. Get the fire department on standby. One of our Fox Sports Radio teammates is about to get busted up. It's time for the hot seat.
Damn, son.
The current temperature is...
The Odd Couple are making it hot in here.
Damn hot.
Time to sit your butt down in...
Real hot. Little crotch pot cooking.
The hot seat.
Yes, sir. It is the hot seat, the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. We do this every single Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We invite one of our Fox Sports teammates to get into that squared circle with the tag team champions of the world, Chris Broussard, Rob Parker. Now, I got to say, I think the Odd Couple has a losing record in the hot seat, but in their eyes, they're undefeated. But we move on. In any event, tonight's
your record,
victim.
everybody knows you're a horrible judge.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm the poo-poo king. I thought you were Mexican. It's clear that you're a Russian judge. You were awful.
Racist.
What?
In any event, tonight's victim, none other. You hear him doing updates for the Doug Gottlieb Show weekdays. You hear him hosting his own show on the weekends.
I never missed the Doug Gottlieb Show.
My man, Dan Byer. Dan, how you feeling?
You know, every single week I look to go 1-0. Tonight is no different.
Dan, look, we love you. You do a great job on the weekends and with the updates and all that, but this is going to be ugly. We're just letting you know in advance. Don't take it personally.
That's right.
But
It's
Rob
okay.
and I are about to slaughter you.
All right, let's get it on.
Shoot it.
You know how this segment works. Dan's got 3 very hot takes. He's going to defend 2-on-1 against both Chris and Rob. So let's get started. Topic number 1, Dan Byer says, other than money, there's absolutely no reason for the NBA to finish this season. None at all. Dan, you got 30 seconds. Tell us why.
It's fitting that the NBA is thinking of playing at Disney World because it's another Mickey Mouse idea. Boom!
Wow.
Byer.
Do you think that the NBA is going to force teams that have no shot in the playoffs to continue to play regular season games? The Warriors have already thrown in the towel. If you're the Hawks, you're going to let Trae Young step on that court and have a busted ankle away from missing the entire next season? They're only doing it for money. Why in the world would you play any games in the regular season if your team was out of the playoffs? It's a ridiculous idea to continue this NBA season.
It's called closure, Dan. If they don't finish this season, it's like the last 5 months or however long they played never happened. It's like all the great things LeBron did and Giannis did and Kawhi did never happened. You gotta have closure. You gotta name a champion. You gotta reward these guys and these franchises. There's so much more to play for than just money. They've got to finish the deal. Close the deal.
I wish I had closure on those last 30 seconds so I could get them back from my life. You talk about Giannis. You talk about LeBron. If any of those guys win an NBA title, what are we going to say? It wasn't legit. They only played best of 5. They only played at Disney World. Giannis didn't deserve it. They didn't play a full season. How long did it take the Spurs to recover from winning the 1999 title before we said, okay, that was legit and that was a work stoppage year? LeBron wouldn't get any credit if he won it, and if he lost it and Giannis won it, we still wouldn't give credit to Giannis. It's a bogus idea.
Dan, the NBA season, I hate to break it to you, is 82 games, and they all matter. And this whole notion, first of all, it's about draft. Where do you select in the NBA draft if those teams that don't have a chance to make the playoffs don't play those games? And you should finish it. You also, it's a business. People have bought tickets. Networks have paid you money for television coverage. What are you talking about? You can't just throw in the towel and take your ball and go home like a big baby. People have paid money. You have to recognize that.
Your sound effects and your witty comments won't win. You got to have facts.
I must say, I don't like the Odd Couple swinging after the bell. You should know better than that. That's number 1.
What?
Number 2, the sound effects were awesome. Number 3, he did say other than money, and Rob Parker saying, well, you know, the TV networks paid the money. So
And the
you
fans, though.
kind of ruined your argument there at the end, Rob. Round number 1 goes to Dan Byer.
Oh, no, that ain't right. That ain't right. What about the draft selection? What?
You know what's amazing?
You know
is
what? That's
your
unbelievable.
Your solution of how the regular season matters would actually sacrifice the regular season of next year just to jam in this failed season. So don't tell me that the regular season matters when you're willing to sacrifice it for the next year.
Rob G, he's
Dan
going
Byer
over.
hitting after the bell, points away from Dan. It's now a 9-9 round for round
Thank
one.
you. You lost
no
that
winners in round one. You guys are both terrible at this game, all three of you guys. But we move on. Round number 2, Dan Byer here on the hot seat with the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Dan Byer says, let's just be honest, guys. Let's keep it real. Michael Jordan is the one who broke up the Bulls, nobody else. Dan, you got 30 seconds. State your case.
You know, I'm surprised that Jordan didn't lead the NBA in assists in 1998 because he always seemed to be passing the buck. Boom!
Byer.
Oh, I'm not going to play if Phil Jackson's not here. Well, Phil Jackson's not here because Jerry Krause says he's not here. If Michael Jordan would have returned the next season, the Bulls would have been a title contender. They would have beaten the 8th-seeded Knicks, who made it to the NBA Finals. There would have been other players that would have wanted to play with Michael Jordan once Scottie Pippen left town. The Bulls still would have been the Bulls if Jordan was there. He's the reason they broke up.
That is ridiculous. You can wreck all the cars and have your bear and all that all you want. That's nonsense. Jerry Krause clearly and Jerry Reinsdorf clearly broke up the Bulls. You don't want to pay Scottie Pippen after he helped you get 5 rings? You don't want to bring back Phil Jackson after he won 5 straight rings? And you got the audacity to say if you go 82-0, you're still not coming back? What? The disrespect was ludicrous.
It's funny that Michael Jordan takes offense to Jerry Krause saying players don't win championships, organizations do. Okay, Michael, well then who keeps teams together? Then you should have the players do it. If LeBron James leaves the Miami Heat, who broke up the Heat? Well, it was LeBron James. If Chris Bosh left town, would he have broken up the Heat? No, they would have still had LeBron and D. Wade. If Wade leaves, did Dwayne Wade break up the Heat? No, they still have LeBron and Chris Bosh. Well, Michael Jordan's the number one, just like LeBron was the number one in Miami. The number one can keep it together. It was all on the shoulders of Michael Jordan.
Byer.
No way, no how. Jerry Krause is Exhibit A. He broke up the Beatles. He's Yoko Ono. He did it. All you had to do was bring Phil back. Why are you so against bringing back a coach that you first went out and scouted and brought onto the franchise and then couldn't wait to get rid of him because you wanted more credit?
Hello.
It didn't make any sense. You could have had him back. You could have had Scottie, paid him for all the things that he's done, and bring Michael back for one more year.
I saw some heavy punches landed in that round as well. It was a very tough round to score. But I must say it is refreshing to hear somebody be honest about Michael Jordan for once. Round number 2 goes to Dan Byer.
Why is he even still the judge? This is ridiculous. We got, Brian Finley in there. Why can't you judge? Or Alex the Vegan.
Rob G, I just want to remind
somebody.
You're not at 7-10, okay? You're working at Fox Sports
dare
Radio.
you. Points away from the Odd Couple
You're
again.
the real show.
Now they're down 1.5 points. But it's okay because the last round's worth 2.5 points. You can still go either way because remember Dan Byer blew it in that first one when he swung after the bell. So the Odd Couple can still win. Rob Parker, get your panties out of a bunch. Last take of the night, the hottest take of the night. We saved the hottest for last. Dan Byer is the only one on your radio right now who says confidently you shouldn't need to put any barbecue sauce on baby back ribs at all. 0.0 amount of sauce on the ribs. Dan, you got 30 seconds. Tell us why.
I hit after the bell just to make this match close, by the way. When it comes to ribs, the sauce ain't the boss. I am. Boom. Mark it down. A rack of baby back ribs are like a football game. You prepare the whole week, just like you would a rack of ribs. The 24 hours before the cook are more important than the 3 or 6 hours that you would need. You have to prepare the ribs, and if you do it right, you don't have to do anything after except enjoy, because the flavors will all be there from the work that you've already done. Trust me.
Look, I've had good ribs without sauce, but to poo-poo barbecue sauce is just downright un-American. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, Stubbs, Bullseye, King's Hawaiian, bone-sucking sauce. I mean, are you crazy? Barbecue sauce is one of the greatest American inventions in the 20th century. Stop it, Dan Byer. Stop wrecking the cars and stop telling these lies.
Keep your barbecue sauce for your chicken wings, okay? Because that's where they belong. A good rack of baby back ribs are tickled with a little brown sugar, drizzled with that sweet honey, and a nice coat of melted butter on top. You take that with the rendered fat, and you have got nothing but the best tasting rib with no need to put any sauce on that bad boy.
Byer. Dan, how do you know Adam from Adam and Eve wasn't black? Because a black man wouldn't give his ribs to nobody, especially if they had sauce on them. What are you doing? You're crazy. There's nothing better than that tender rib meat falling off and the sauce all over your fingertips. And you're eating rib and you're licking finger and you're eating rib and licking finger. Yes, the rib tastes good, but the sauce makes it taste even better.
Wow.
That was it. That was the knockout blow.
That was it.
Fingers.
This one felt like a sweep from the beginning, but much like the Detroit Pistons and the Lakers.
What?
The underdog pulls the upset. Damn Byer
How's he come on
gets
our
the
show?
win.
How's he come on our show and get sound effects? What the heck? What happened to the home field advantage? We didn't have sound effects.
I just give you the greatest Adam and Eve joke ever, and I get nothing for it.
Racist.
I wish you would Adam and leave with those awful takes.
Oh, my.
Wow. Look at Byer. Byer's got Byer ain't bad, though. I gotta give it to you. You put up a good fight. This is the best fight we had in a while.
If you were sitting around for 3 hours with nothing to do during Doug Gottlieb's show, you come up with a lot of material.
That's our man, Dan Byer, Fox Sports Radio update anchor and weekend host. You can follow him on Twitter.
I'm mad at you.
Dan Byer, Beyer on Fox. Dan, great job. Don't believe Rob G, though. You did take the L.
That's right.
Oh, come on, man. It was fun,
You
guys.
did take
Appreciate
the L.
it.
Always.
All right,
Thanks,
my
Dan.
man.